Hello, everyone, and welcome, finally, to another Arc Nova replay from the Emu Cup. First of all, apologies for the long break between the last and this video. Me and the other content creators have been kind of busy, so we didn't really have time to upload more videos or do more replays, but we definitely want to change this and gonna upload and create more content in the next days and weeks, so stay tuned for sure. About this game. So I'm Propaganda Panda, and we are going to look at a match between, well, myself and Employee 427. This game has been played, I think, about 2 weeks ago, so it's a bit older, but just to get back into the groove, I wanted to analyze a game that I'm already somewhat familiar with, obviously. And while it's not the most fascinating game of the tournament or so, it's still fairly interesting, I would say, and definitely worth a watch. So that's what we're gonna do. And as I already said, this match is part of the Emu Cup. And if you hear about the Emu Cup now, I'm sure there's one big question that's been burning on all of your minds for the past 2 weeks where no new content was uploaded, right? Which is, what is the Emu Cup after all? And it's really my fault, right? Because nobody has really taken the time to really explain the format or what the Emu Cup is. And so even after all this time, nobody really knows what this is all about. And I definitely want to remedy this now and uh, yeah, tell you more about the Emo Cup in some detail. So, I mean, if you don't want to hear about it, as usual, I will leave timestamps in the description so you can just skip ahead to the game. But I'm sure all of you just clicked onto this video to hear about the Emo Cup. So, yeah, about the Emo Cup. It's a high elo Arc Nova tournament, which has started, I think, in like mid-July. So about a month ago. And we have invited 16 very, very strong players, 16 of the strongest players in the world, as you can see by their elo here. You will also see some familiar names here. And these 16 players will first, or are right now, first competing in a group stage, in a single round robin, where everyone plays everyone once. So it's 15 matches each. And at the end of this group stage, the top 8 finishers will progress to a knockout stage, with a quarterfinal, semifinal, and then finally a grand final. And this will be played in a best of 5 format, so this should be very exciting. But we're still a few weeks away from this. Right now we're like in the like middle of the group stage, so still some matches to go, and we'll obviously keep you updated on this. I will also show the standings at the end of the video, but only at the end because I don't want to like spoiler anything. Um, but yeah, this is how the Emu Cup works. And if you wondered about the name, right? Why is it called Emu Cup? So this is something like, first of all, like cup. This is something I've been asking myself before, actually. So why are so many like prestigious sporting events called like the XYZ Cup, like the World Cup or the FA Cup? But I mean, of course, this is related to the trophy, which is handed out to the winner of these tournaments, right? And the trophy like, kind of looks like a cup. And I've actually looked this up. So here, the history behind trophies. And so trophies, yeah, is a reward for the winner of a tournament, have been handed out since like the 17th century. So this tradition has existed for a few centuries now, but not forever. So in ancient Greece, for example, they handed out like laurels or just money, which, let's be honest, is better than any trophy, right? But okay. Um, for now, but yeah, I mean, you usually just also get a trophy, like additionally, right? So this is why we have the name cup. At the same time, I'm also wondering like why cup, right? If I think of a cup, it's not exactly like it's a bit of a pedestrian object, right? If I think of a cup, I think of something akin to a mug or a kettle, and honestly, we're only like one step away from a bucket. So why not like something more, I don't know, more highbrow, like um, maybe a goblet or a chalice. So, for example, like the emu goblet, the emu chalice. This wouldn't sound too bad, right? But okay, this kind of naming isn't really established, so this is why we're sticking with the emu cup. And So for this tournament, we are not handing out a physical trophy anyway, so it doesn't really matter, right? But believe it or not, there is actually a prize for the winner. And I mean, so far, me elaborating all this stuff, it's obviously like me trolling a little bit, but this is legit. There's a prize for the winner, and to show you that I'm not lying or anything. So this is by the way like the Discord server. Just this is just like the biggest Arc Nova Discord server in general. Um, I think all the top players are here, but we're also very beginner friendly. Love to be like educational and just talk about the game in general. So if you haven't joined yet, feel free to to just join the server. I've just forgotten to put the link into the video description in previous uploads, but for this one, I will remember. And we also organize the Emu Cup in this server. So if you look at this, so the winner of the Emu Cup, believe it or not, will receive an actual Emu card from the physical game, which is signed by Matthias Wigge, who is the designer of Ark Nova. And this is, as I said, this is for real. So I have contacted Feuerland Spiele, which is the German publisher of Ark Nova, so like the OG publisher, and they've agreed to make this happen, to arrange this, so that the winner will get an Emu card, which is like basically like an autograph by Matthias Wigge on an Emu card, right? So yeah, when I first announced that there would be some kind of prize, like JD kind of suggested a Ferrari, but let's be honest, this is much better, right? So yeah, that's the prize. And about the Emu, right? So the Emu is also like we've named the tournament after this, and it's also become somewhat of like the mascot of the Ark Nova community. The reason being that honestly, the emu in the actual game is probably the worst animal in Ark Nova. I mean, maybe you can argue about, but personally, I would say it is by quite some margin. And for that reason, the emu has always been like memed upon quite a bit. And also, it's an Australian animal. And because Sam, aka Sorry I'm Like This, is from Australia, we also just kind of love to meme on Australia. So therefore, the emu has like become, I don't know, like like just our mascot, right? I mean, just look at this. Like it costs so much money, right? And it gives so little. It gives barely any appeal. It gives an Avery, but that's so situational. And you even need two Australia icons to even play it. I mean, let's be honest, it's just kind of awful. And because the card is so endearingly terrible, we just all have kind of begun to love it. But still, I would not advise you to play it. And not only is the emu kind of weak in the game, right? It's also a bit underpowered in real life, if we're being honest. Because, I mean, most notably, it cannot fly. And for a bird, I mean, let's be honest, it's kind of pathetic, right? Um, so, yeah. And about flightless birds in general, so I was a bit uninformed about this topic. Obviously, I knew there were a few, right? Like the emu and the ostrich, but there are actually more than I thought. So here's like the Wikipedia list of flightless birds, and you can see there are quite a few, right? And there are even some extinct ones, like the dodo, for example. So I mean, I guess we know why it went extinct. And so there's the ostrich, there's the emu. There's, for example, also the cassowary, which is also an animal in the game and also extremely bad, right? So I would even say that the three worst animal cards in the game are probably emu, ostrich, and cassowary. No, neither of them can fly, right? Then we also have the Rhea, which is also in the game, also cannot fly. This one is actually fairly decent, I would say. But nothing too exciting either, right? It's just like a solid card. So, yeah. And then, of course, in the end, so yeah, all these birds are just not amazing or mid to bad, with one exception, which is like the penguin, right? So, penguins obviously also cannot fly. And the penguin pool is actually an amazing sponsor. So, there's that. But at the same time, do you really want to play this? Like, just look at them. They're literally like wearing a suit, right? Like showcasing their fur. I think that's kind of like smug and elitist. So if you have like sympathies for the proletariat, maybe you don't want to play the penguin pool if you're like a communist or something like this. Which I assume many of you are, because at least many of my opponents love to share their elo with me. So yeah, just flightless birds, it's not something you really want to play in the game, right? And at the same time, if you look at, for example, the good birds, right, like eagles, I mean, they have a magnificent wingspan, right, and can fly so well. So this really makes me think that does the ability to fly, is this correlated with your strength in the game? And if something like an albatross were introduced into the game, would this just be the best card in existence forever? So yeah, it's obviously a very profound question. And the answer to this shall be left as an exercise for the viewer, because now we are going to look at this game. So as I said, it's me against employee. Employee is first player. We usually just look at this from the perspective of the first player, but for this game, I've chosen my perspective. But this does not foreshadow the outcome of the game or anything. I've simply chosen my POV because I'm a narcissist. And so we are on Silver Lake, one of my least favorite maps, to be honest, simply because it has like kind of everything, so it just makes things so easy. For this reason, I find it a bit boring. But I mean, beggars can't be choosers. And if we look at the CP rewards, we have five CP. We have 3 sides and play sponsor. It's very bad. But at 8 CP, at least we have the free uni. So on this map, obviously, you get 2 shields for the last uni. So even if you already you start with 2 unis to get the upgrades, this uni will still be worth like a 2 shield swing, right? So like four shields. That's still a 12-point difference getting this free uni. So therefore, getting to 8 is still kind of important. And at least as a consolation prize, you can get the ×2, but this can be kind of situational. And projects, Predators, Africa, America are pretty decent. If you look at my hand, so first of all, I'm not starting player, but I do have a social prior, which is kind of important. My end games, I have research diverse, both pretty good. Research even better on this map because you get 2 shields for the last uni, you want to take all 3, right? So you're basically already guaranteed three science icons. And if we look at this hand, so immediately we don't have an American animal, but we do have an African one, 2 even, right? So I immediately look at this tortoise because as we have a social prior, could just start Africa and guarantee ourselves a project this way. We also have a bison, which synergizes with the herbivore breeding program. And now that I look at this, it's actually not too uninteresting, but in the actual game, I didn't really consider it because, like, I mean, the bison, like, if you want to play it, you usually want to play it, like, either for a cheap release, if you take the partners right, or just for the double Europe tag. And both is not really relevant here, or not the release not relevant yet. So for this reason, I didn't really think about the bison too hard, but maybe I should have, to be honest. Because, I mean, it's still a project, right? But, I mean, we already have a project, like, on our way with tortoise, if we just take Africa here. If we take the tortoise, then I think taking herpetologist is also very enticing. You want a playable sponsor, and if we're playing the tortoise, then this is just going to be 6 money in round 1, right? Which is pretty nice. I also think you always keep the herbivore breeding just because it's a project, and the rest of the hand is like not amazing, right? So you can afford to like keep a project just in case. Project cards are always good. Always keep the tortoise. So there's also this release of patents, which I think is also very, very interesting. Can be actually amazing as a round 1 card. And I also rate it very highly actually if you can play it early. Our action order is also not bad for this, right? You could just, for example, build a 3 size for the tortoise, or even just exit down, then take the 2 science uni, then play release of patents. And release of patents is also better on this map because you don't feel too bad. You don't feel too bad if you have to start with the 2 science uni, right? Because due to the 2 shields here, you want to take all unis anyway. So if you're stuck with the 2 science uni at the beginning, it's not too bad because you're going to take all of them eventually. And so for me, now everybody plays release of patents differently. Everyone has their own philosophy and how it's supposed to be played. But for me, if I play release of patents in round 1, I will usually, with the 2 CP I get from it, I will usually not take an upgrade by the worker. Simply because in my opinion, in round 1 early, a worker is just better than an upgrade. So if I know that it can't be broken away, I will play release of patents and take a worker. And this could be kind of interesting here, right? I mean, yeah, 2 CP worker in a way on Silver Lake is a little bit weaker because you don't get anything for the 4th worker, right? You don't get any shields on this for taking the last worker. So therefore, 2 CP worker could be a bit worse. But then again, because of the determination, you often a common play pattern is just finishing with two projects, right? Project, the determination into project. So you want 3 workers, and if you already have one from like the 2CP track, then you're not forced to take a worker as a project bonus in the previous rounds and can focus on other better bonuses. So in a way, it's also still good. I mean, 2CP worker always good, I would say. So yeah, if I play Release of Patents here, I would take the worker because just in my opinion, that's how the card is supposed to be played. And then I could take a partner, so right. The thing is, I mean, obviously, I do want to take Africa just for the tortoise, but if I do like the uni first, then I'm not guaranteed to have prior on Africa. So for this reason, I think I tunneled pretty hard on the tortoise. But now that I think about it, I actually think Release of Patents is pretty good here because first of all, I could just build a 3 size and hope to get Africa. But even if I don't, I could just take Asia instead and then play the P file. So I could, for example, go something like this, yeah. Build a 3 size, play Release of Patents, take the worker, and then either get Africa for the project with the tortoise, or I take Asia and play the P file, which is still a pretty good round 1 animal, right? Then I have 2 workers, and this can allow some pretty good snowballing. Or maybe even better, I could just take this, take Release of Patents, take the second worker, and then either take Africa for the tortoise, or even just take Europe for the bison with the breeding program. And then I'm guaranteed a project, right? So yeah, this would be pretty nice. And also something I didn't mention yet, but if I, for example, started with bison as a project, like just take these 2, then I could also take the stoat, because this would also make the stoat playable, right, and matches predator. So for this reason, I think bison actually would have been pretty good, but as I said, I didn't really consider it as a spoiler. So yeah, I think I definitely take these 3, and I don't even quite remember what the last card was it I took. Oh, I took Release of Patents. Okay, I guess just to like have some flexibility. But then I really would have preferred to like keep either P-File or the Bison. So yeah, not super happy. And here even a reindeer appears, right? So now we could really just build a 3 size, for example. Play the Release of Patents for the worker. And then if Africa gets blocked, we can still at least snap the reindeer and take America. Right? America also a project, right? And play the Herbie breeding program. So I think Release of Patents actually looking pretty good here. But I don't know. I just was so stuck on the tortoise. So yeah, okay. More about the display. There was a spokesperson in Follow 1. Would have been amazing for us, right? Because we have research zoo, and if I could have gotten this, I think I would have started science, right? Just take the 2 rep in science uni, play spokesperson, then eventually play Release of Patents, get to 5 rep, get an upgrade, get a second worker with rep next round. I think this is also good. Like this is if you can get high on rep with spokesperson and just a science train, then I don't think you really need a project round 1 or 2. So this would also been fine, and we have researched it, right? But it wasn't for the 1 employee was first player, so he just builds for it, which I think is worth it. Like on this map, spokesperson just very good. Also because, as I said, to 1 take all unis, so yeah, this third 2 science uni is going to be very good. Now for me, I mean, yeah, I just take Africa here because, as I said, I'm just very like laser focused on the tortoise. And to my credit, like there's also this reptile breeding program here, right, which makes this tortoise absolutely amazing. And I don't think employee is gonna like snap it away because I mean he doesn't even know that we have this, right? So we are guaranteed basically like the breeding program with the tortoise, and then we can even do Africa 2 afterwards. So we have 2 projects like lined up already. That's very nice. But yeah, I still think like Release of Patents actually would have been good, but I don't know. I was so laser focused or fixated on the tortoise that I don't know, didn't see any other plans. But okay. This reindeer also could have been kind of amazing. And now employee just X's down cards, which is kind of interesting. So I mean, obviously, so I took Africa. I mean, I took Africa because I was just wanted to guarantee the tortoise, uh, or just guarantee the Africa project for myself with the reptile breeding program, right? So I was kind of afraid because usually you want to do sponsors first. So if I had just played herpetologist first, and then taken the partner, then my sponsors would be higher than a Soch, and this would make it easier for me to cause the break. But I was kind of spooked and just wanted to take Africa just to secure it. And now I will play Herpetologist, but then sponsors will be behind the social, which is a bit awkward. And I think I could have waited because first of all, employee was taking the spokesperson already signaled that he wants to take a uni. And second of all, even if he takes Africa, right, then I could still like take just snap the reindeer and take America partners and still have the herbivore breeding. So I would have been guaranteed a breeding program any case, and I think I should have just waited. But yeah, I don't know. I think a small mistake. And now employee just X's down cards. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think he would have had time to just do a cards action, see see what he gets. But maybe he's already happy with his hand, right? And him Xing down cards also kind of indicates that he wants a longer round, maybe just doesn't want to advance the break. Maybe has another premium sponsor he wants to play. Um, so yeah, I should probably look to get out of this round fairly quickly. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just happy with his hand and didn't see the need for another card action. Employee is an X-back enjoyer anyway. But I think he could have done cards. I don't have hand size, right? So I'm very unlikely to just do a random like push sponsor 5 push move. And now I'm just going to play Herpetologist. But as I said, I think I should have played this first so that my sponsors is ahead of Assoc. So now causing the break will be a bit awkward. And yeah, employee just starts with the science. You will take spokesperson and then even you can just do another build action on the rep, right? And then he already has an upgrade. And now I do a bit of a weird move. I just slam down a force size. And I draw Duskleaf Monkey, which does nothing, but okay. So first of all, building on the card is correct, I think, right? Because we want to sunbathe. So just build on the card. If it's good, then we keep it, great. And if not, you can just sell it. But so the thing is, why am I building a 4 size here? So my reasoning was like, I mean, so first of all, like about your first build action in Silver Lake in general. Yeah? So even disregarding what we have in hand here, something which you will often or sometimes see from like stronger players is that they will just if their build action is high, they will just slam down a random large enclosure. So let's say, for example, we had a small animal, like one size animal, like let's say a test devil or something like that we want to play, and our build action was on 5. Then it would be kind of enticing to just slam down a 5 size enclosure because build is on 5 already, right? And even though you only need a 1 size enclosure, you don't want to like waste the action power of build 5. So you just slam down a large enclosure, and on this map, because you have so much money around the lake, right? You can just build a random enclosure, get back a lot of money, then build again, get back money again, and you will have like the money to still do everything you want. So just placing placing a random large enclosure doesn't really inhibit or prevent you from executing your early game plans. So for this reason, just to not waste early action power and build, it can make sense to just slam down a random 5 size enclosure. You will sometimes see players do this. And I think it's also like a good move, often. Just make sure that this random enclosure touches both rock and 2 water. So for example, you can build it like this, or like this, or like this. There are many good spots in Silver Lake for this, or even up here. But yeah, this is just about like building large enclosures in Silver Lake in general in the early game, right? So for me here, I built 4 size because I thought like, obviously, I don't have a release yet, but if I were to release it one day, then I would get back a larger enclosure. But I was primarily thinking about like reptile house. Like I don't have any reptiles either, so it's maybe never gonna happen. But if I do build a reptile house, then I could also free up a larger enclosure maybe. It's very speculative, but because you building larger enclosures on this map doesn't really prevent you from doing your early gun plans, it's okay. But my issue with this is like, if I really want to do this, then I think I just should really just build a 5 size. Like, you either just build what you need, which is 3 size for the tortoise, or if you really want to spec on a release or reptile house, then it makes sense to build something larger. But in this case, just slam down a 5 size. Building a 4 is so like half-assed, right? It's like, on the one hand, yeah, I kind of want to overbuild just in case I find something. But at the same time, I don't want to spend too much money, so I just build a 4 size. But that's like in between, right? You either commit to one or the other option. And a 4 size is like, I don't know, a very, very poor compromise, I feel. So I'm pretty critical of this 4 size. So honestly, I think I should have built a 5 size. But okay, now it's too late. And employee is gonna play a spokesperson. And for me, I would love to like draw from deck, right? Because I want a sunbathe, but this breeding program is just too good. I will have to snap it. And that's totally fine. Okay. Now cable car appears. Also just great sponsor, right? And employee does have prior on this for sure. And now employee just builds a 2-size here on the rep, gets him an upgrade, and he upgrades build. Yeah, makes sense. You can just upgrade build, just get all the money here, right? So I don't think it's bad. And now I just expect build, which I think is fine. Like, first of all, if I really want to cause the break, I will need an X token anyway, because, as I said, because of my poor initial action chaining, my sponsors is behind the Soch. So even if employee does cards now, I would still need like break 5, right? And so I need an X token for this. So X make build makes sense. And also, like, if employee for some reason does not take the cable car, I could also maybe look at this, but I think I just wanted the X for the break. And now employee plays a raccoon. Not a great appeal animal, but it does match both America and Predators, so I guess fine enough. And he even boosts down a Soch, which is interesting. I don't quite remember where Soch was. Maybe he just wants to like really just. I mean, I guess it's kind of signals that he just maybe just wants to snap cable car. He already has an X token, right? And then just play it. And then a Soch was kind of in the way. Also, kind of shows that he maybe just doesn't have a project for next round. Maybe doesn't. Yeah, I mean, doesn't look like he has one right now. And I'm just gonna play the tortoise now. I think you definitely sell these two. Like Reefs of Patents, we're not gonna take Union. Like when is it gonna get played? Probably not. Never. When are we gonna get to 2 science tags? This monkey does nothing, so you can definitely sell these two. The breeding program we want to keep, and the Herbie breeding, I would also just keep it. It's a project. And let's see. And I sell these two. Okay, that's nice. Now if employee does cards, I can just call the break. But instead employee just oh, he does play a breeding program. Okay. Yeah, I mean he also doesn't need to snap the cable car right away, right? Because my card is still stuck at 3. And now he does have a project. With his breeding program, he can do Predators too. So both of us have a project for round 2, and I'm pretty happy with this. But for me now, getting out of this round can be like kind of awkward. At the same time, I still have some money, right? But employee does have upgraded build, and I don't, so he can just build much more efficiently than I do. And now I do what looks a bit like a noob move. And I'm not quite sure if it's correct, but honestly, I don't hate it. I just break 4. So my reasoning is this, like, if employee just snaps the cable car now, it's just a premium sponsor, right, and great in round 1, then I can just do cards myself and cause the break this way. And to me, like, I like being the one causing the break. Obviously, it depends, but it's like, if the difference between you and your opponent causing the break is 2 X tokens, right? It's a 2 X token swing. So I think causing the break is just pretty good in 2-player. For this reason, like, I think like if I at least cannot get this cable car, then I can be the one to cause the break. This way, I also can like cause the break without like needing to like expect around anymore, right? Because break was at 2 out of 9. My sponsors was at 4. I don't even know. Like, employee can't even stall even further. So it was just a bit of awkward action chaining. So therefore, I just broke 4, which I think is fine. But yeah, employee, he's not stupid. He sees kind of what I'm up to, so he just stalls and just builds. And he can, right? He cannot even do a full build action without losing money because we're on Silver Lake. But okay, now because so I was saying like if he snaps cable car, then I can cause the break. And if he doesn't, if he stalls now because he doesn't want to give me the break, then I can just be the one to snap cable car, right? Which I do now. So this was my plan. I think it's fairly, yeah, I think it's solid enough. So the downside is now I need to spend an X token to snap it, right? And I kind of want the X token to play cable car because it's strength 6, right? So that's a bit unfortunate. And now I need to find an X token somewhere. Or I can just do the project and just upgrade sponsors, which would be also fine. So yeah, it's kind of, I don't know if I have time or want to like X back in the next round, although could be fine. But yeah, now that I have to spend an X token to even get it, I'm probably like sponsor upgrade looks much better now. But let's see what happens. I think employee should break now. But he accessed back animals again. Which I think is just, yeah, I think is not correct. Like, he really should not give me the break. He knows that I have cable car, so this X token is very, very good for me and gives me a lot of flexibility for the next round. So, yeah, but good for me. I do get the X token. And this reindeer disappears now. And okay, we have a migration recording and low mountain range appearing. Migration recording, just a very good card in general, right? And for employee, I think he's definitely going to snap it here because he also has spokesperson. And I would also love to snap this because I still have my research to do, right? But okay, employee just gets this. And something new appears. I don't know what. So we're just going to do a project. Could take like 2 size bonus, for example. Put it like here or here. Upgrade sponsors, play cable car like either here or even just... I think it would be nice to take like 2 size bonus. Put it here on the rep. Then upgrade sponsors. Then we can even put our cable car here and hopefully draw up this frilled lizard eventually. But yeah, let's see what we do. We take snapping, interesting. Upgrade animals, and I snap what? Oh, there's an African release. Okay, this makes sense, of course. This is great news for me because now I can just release this tortoise, right? And I upgrade animals, cause, okay, I'm at 3 rep, yeah, so I can just build here onto the rep, then play an animal, and then I'm at 5 rep, and then I definitely want to upgrade a Solj because I'm at 3 CP now. Releasing the tortoise would give me 4, so I'm at 7. So I want to upgrade a Solj so I can donate for the uni. And yeah, usually I would say upgrade a Solj right away, right? But because we can get to another upgrade with upgrading animals now, I think this makes sense. And this is just looking very, very good for me already. And even a hippo appears here, which is also very good, right? First of all, it's a great animal, pretty underrated, but I think we've kind of figured out that the hippo is actually a very, very good animal. I already have the partners for it, and I even have the herbal breeding program. So if I can get this hippo, I already have my next 2 projects even lined up. This looks like an amazing game state for me right now. And employee just plays migration recording. And yeah, I think I'm just going to build a 2 size now. It touches rock, touches water, that's very flexible. I kind of would love to play this lizard here, but I have not played my cable car yet, right? So I guess I'm just eyeing the scroll monkey here because it still fits America, right? And if I mean, employee is going to do his project down. If he snaps away the scroll monkey, for example, I can still play the lizard before cable car if needed. I don't get the 2 extra appeal, but it still contributes hopefully to the end game shield in the end. So it's not too bad. And he does predators and he snaps. Yeah, okay. And oh, he just takes away the lizard. Okay. I think that's smart. He also knew that he saw that I can place the cable car here, right? I also have the X token for it now. So better just take it away. And now I just have to play the scroll monkey, but that's not too bad. And I mean, actually, I think I should not play the monkey now that I think about it a bit more. And that just as a spoiler, I already know that I will play it, but I think this is a mistake because I could just spend an X token here to snap this hippo. Then break would be at 4 out of 9. Then I can just play the hippo. This one still touches water, right? And then immediately with the action sponsors, just push the break. I don't even need to play this kayak cable car. I just want to push the break. And then my associate is already at 5, and I can just do my next project, which is releasing this tortoise probably. And then I can do herbal breeding afterwards, and I could even do Africa 2 afterwards if I want. So I have so many projects lined up. So I think this must be the line, and just causing a break right now just gives me so much tempo advantage over employee. So yeah, I think snapping hippo here puts me in such a huge advantage. But I just play the monkey instead. So just an oversight, I just didn't see the line for some reason, but I think I definitely should have. But monkey is still decent, right? Fits America. No employee. Yeah, just builds on the rep. And this is something I didn't really see in the game, but obviously I just saw employee taking snapping and I thought to myself, yeah, he took snapping, so he doesn't get another worker. But obviously with spokesperson and 2 rep here being on the map, he can, right? And now I just covered the second rep spot, so now he's at 7. And with upgraded animals, he can get to another worker. So the hippo would have been even better for me because, I mean, employee will get the worker, I won't have it. So I really want to get out of this round as soon as possible. So the hippo would have been so nice for me. And now I snap. I already know what I snap, and I snap the low mountain range. And this is like a colossal mistake, I would say. And honestly, it's a bit inexplicable because this hippo is so good for me. Even the penguin pool looks kind of enticing, right? So my reasoning between the low mountain range is like, okay, now I suddenly realized that employee can get a worker, which I just kind of forgot. Yeah, I just wasn't autopilot. So now I realize, okay, I don't have time to play the cable car. I need to cause the break. So I have 3 cards I want to keep, right? Definitely 2 cards I want to keep. The national park, the cable car, and I still want to keep the breeding program for the hippo, kind of. But if I snap the hippo now, then I have 4 cards. Then I would probably have to discard cable car. So I don't like this. Therefore, if I already use my cards action, I just deny snap the low mountain range because it's a scary release card and employee has migration recording, right? But I mean, obviously the perfect line would have been just snapping the hippo instead of playing the monkey and then just playing hippo, and then I can even keep the cable car. But even now that I overlooked this, I think just securing the hippo must be correct. And yeah, sucks, then I will have to throw the cable car probably. But I mean, there are no rocks here anyway, right? And I mean, I just have so many projects, I probably don't need it. So I think just securing the card, which is good for you, would have been definitely the right move here. But for some reason I didn't. I just denied a card that I don't even need. And I think I was also somewhat greedy, right? Because so my reasoning is like, right now the hippo is still in folder 3, so it won't disappear, and if I cause break now, then I can just snap it during the break. And then I denied this low mountain range, and I'm super happy, and yeah, everything is fine. But employee does a very savvy move here. He just plays the wombat. So I can spoil a bit. He does need the wombat for himself, but I'm very sure that the player of his caliber also saw that this would push down the hippo into folder 2. He does know that don't have the breeding program, but he knows that the hippo is amazing for me because even without the breeding program, just the extra sponsors action is so strong, and I already have the partner zoo. So he definitely does not want me to play this. And now he pushes it down one folder. And now, what can I do? I could build for it, right? Or even play the cable car here and take the hippo. But this way, employee gets to use his worker. And if I don't want him to use his worker and break, then the hippo just disappears. So I've put myself in a very tough spot here by doing this mistake. And I decide to break. Which, honestly, yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't want employee to get the second uni or even a partner zoo, but yeah, I think it's fine to break here. But I really should have secured this hippo before, because the option of employee just playing something to push down the hippo was definitely real, and I can also expect this from someone as strong as employee. So big oversight from me here. But okay, now it's too late. I caused the break, and low mountain range just goes right. And now, I mean, Penguin Pool does a strong card in general, but this Jaguar looks so good here, right? It matches 2 projects. And I will literally free up this 4-size enclosure now by releasing the tortoise, so it's immediately playable. I should definitely snap this. But for some reason I snapped the Geriza. Or not for some reason, so my reasoning is if I release the tortoise, then play the Geriza, then I'm with 2 Africa attacks again and can do another project. But I mean, do I really need another project that urgently? I think Jaguar just has higher upside, and I think I saw employee having the 3-size, but is he really interested in this Geriza? Like, he has nothing going for Africa right now. I can understand my reasoning, but I think Jaguar would have been better here. And also Hans 4 can give me more. And now, very unlucky for me, this ostrich appears because employee knows that I have the African release, and now he can just leech off my release. Can just play the ostrich and release it, even with his migration recording. And I could just not put out the African release myself, but even knowing that employee can leech off this, I think it's just too good for me because it gets me to the free uni immediately this round. And I already set up everything for this, right? So even knowing that employee has the ostrich, I think I need to release the tortoise now. It's just unlucky for me, but such is life. And employee has cards. He could draw from deck here, just snaps Penguin Pool instead. Um, yeah, I guess he was maybe afraid that I would like do the project now and then take 2 size bonus, maybe even like put it here to draw it up. But then again, if I put it here, then I don't really have a good cable car spot anymore, right? Could put it here or so, but this also destroys this nice large spot for enclosures here. So I think maybe like a bit over eager because he can build for it himself, right? Maybe just draw from deck would have been better, to be honest. But then again, he already wants to play the ostrich, so penguin pool is just better here. And if the rest of his hand is already fine enough, then I think snapping is fine. But this still leaves the jaguar here. And okay, he can still, for example, put the penguin pool like somewhere here to just draw it up, right? And okay, for me, yeah, I release now. Yeah, even can play the sponsor right away, right? Place the cable car here. Start from deck, get the science medium. Pretty nice. If I still have research zoo, and I take 2 size bonus, which also makes sense. I don't need a worker because, yeah, I will get the free uni here, and this will get me to the 8 rep anyway. Still, I really, really want this jaguar, right? But okay, I think it's fine doing it like I did. I put this one here, which I think is a bit weird. Okay, but I donate for the uni. I take hand size because it's just a better uni, right? And I will get the last rep with animals anyway, and also a uni block employee. But he is spokesperson, so it doesn't really matter. He can take this uni and still be perfectly happy. But yeah, I put the 2 size here. I honestly would have preferred to just put it here because then next round during a break I can put it here and get the last rep. But I mean, yeah, I guess my reasoning is just I can build a 3 size here for the Giriza, and then I can still put the 2 size here during a break. But still, I think it's wrong to even like take the Giriza. Like, I still think the Jaguar is just very good here, and I can still play the Giriza later on. But okay, he plays the penguin pool and he puts it like this. Yeah, so employee this is like yeah, he could have put it like here, for example, right? Just draw up this jaguar because he sees me having the enclosure for it. I don't even have America partners yet, so if I have America partners with jaguar, I'm already at 3 plus 1 predator. So I think he definitely should like put it somewhere here so he can deny it, and he can still build a 5 size for his ostrich here. Because now I can just play the jaguar out of range before it can be denied, right? But instead, I'm continuing to be greedy and just build the 3 size for my Giriza. Not the correct play, I think. Should have just spent an X token, just play the Jaguar, get the rep, and take the worker. And now employee, I said that he needs the Wombat, right? Because he has another release, which is very good for him. He has migration recording, every release is good, he releases the Wombat. And he just takes money, which is fair enough. He could have just taken 2 size bonus and put it here to just deny the Jaguar, right? But then he doesn't have a great 5 size spot. Oh, no, he could put the 5 size here for his ostrich, right? But then it doesn't touch 2 water, so yeah, I guess not putting 2 size here is fine. Or not taking 2 size anyway, because he wants to build a 5 size, and he already has some empty stuff here, so I think taking money is fine. You would have only wanted the enclosure to deny the Jaguar, but this would screw up your map a bit, and also like he could have denied it before with the penguin pool in a much better way, right? So I think he just it's fine leaving it up. Or you can even take a 3 size, puts it here, fair enough. But yeah, I think employee definitely should have denied this Jaguar somehow. Probably just with the penguin pool placement. And now I really, really should play this Jaguar. But instead I played the Guriza. Which I think it's not correct because I can still just play it next round. Like my reasoning is like, yeah, I want to get it to Africa so I can do the project if needed, right? But as I said, I can do it next round, and now this Jaguar is like, the longer I leave this Jaguar up here, the more likely it is to be denied. And in a way, I understand, right? Because if I play it now, first of all, I have to play it from folder 4, which is 4 extra money, and I play it without the partners. So I play it much more expensively than I should have or needed to. But then maybe why not spend an X to like snap it up? It's so good. I'm just being very, very greedy here, and now employee builds his 5 sides for the ostrich. And now I've given him one chance too many. He just takes the Jaguar now. he may just take it for denial, or he just wants to play it himself after he releases the ostrich, or maybe put a 4 size here, because maybe he still wants to America, right? He already has one, he doesn't have the partner zoo yet. So if once he takes America partner zoo, plays the Jaguar, he'll be at 3. And now I'm very sad that this is gone, and I'm just gonna have to draw from deck. I do, and immediately get punished for not not taking the Jaguar or playing the Jaguar, right? Because now this Yosemite release shows up. This would have been so amazing with the Jaguar. But okay, at least I get a Geologist. Super nice with my cable car. I think Sloth Bear just kind of goes. Sure, it's a Predator, but I mean, I'm at 0 now. I didn't take the Jaguar. Okay, there's a Martin here, but I'm still, I don't know. I don't think you really need to play it here. I think the other 4 cards here are just better. Science Museum, obviously very speculative, but high upside, so I'm fine with what I did here. But just should have played this Jaguar even earlier. And now employee, yeah, just takes another uni, which will give him another upgrade. He upgrades cards, which is nice, yeah. Can even draw something from deck now. And he's also very, very shortly before this ×2. And now, okay, I just got another worker, right? So I'm just gonna take the remaining uni, which will also give me another upgrade. For me, it's also cards. And I just take the sponsorship primates here, which is okay, I guess, because I'm actually very poor, right? I didn't take the money bonus after my release, which I think is fine, because like the 2 money, the 2 size enclosures monetary worth of 4 anyway, right? It's 2/5 of an action, and here you can just put on the money and get on the money spots and get income this way. So I think it's correct to not take 5 money here, but I'm still kind of poor, right? So for this reason, I take sponsorship primates. But with how empty my hand looks, no playable animals, I think I should have just drawn from deck, to be honest. And then I just cause break or maybe play geologist. But I think the sponsorship primates just, I don't know, not really worth it. Or I can maybe play it eventually if I happen to upgrade sponsors as my last upgrade. I think with how all this looks, I'm not going to upgrade build. I already have this empty 4 size. I have the 2 size bonus. The map is wide open still. There's really no need for upgrade build, right? Way too late also for kiosks, pavilions. So yeah. And once I have upgraded sponsors, I can play this primate. It's okay, but I don't think there was any. I mean, there's no way that employee is interested in this, right? And it's even for me, it's really mid. So I think drawing from deck much higher upside. Okay, and a koala appears. I would love to have this because it's rock. I don't have Australia yet, but with upgraded Soch, I can take partner zoos more leniently. And okay, yeah, we know employee he has his 5 size. He's just gonna play his ostrich now, and he's gonna release it next round. And there's nothing we can do against it. Now employee also short on money, looking to cause breaks, so I just played geologist. I would have loved to greet some more appeal, but I mean, with sponsors here on 5, it's just better for action efficiency to just play it now. Instead, employee still has even more sign. He plays vet. Okay. And now this also gives him rep to draw away the koala, and I'm very sad. Okay. And now the sea lion appears. That is amazing news for me, because, well, I already have the empty 4 size for it, right? And there's this Australia release here. And which I can now be the one to leech off. This is like exactly the card I need. Obviously, I need to take the partner zoo, but that's totally fine, right? As I said, I would have, for example, also taken Australia for the koala. So why not for the sea lion to release it? And if I need other continents, I can still take it with my upgraded Soch. So yeah, with my cards on 3 here, I think I definitely should snap it. You can already see that I don't, right? But not snapping it is a big mistake in my opinion. Like it's, as I said, it's exactly what I needed. And employee's cards is on 5. He can just draw it away and deny it from me. And as I said, it's so good for me, right? It's such amazing release. But for some reason, I'm kind of greedy again. I just put a random 3 size even, just to get out the sponsorship primate before the break. So I can get 2 mighty appeal and 3 income. Wow, definitely not worth it to pass on a sea lion here. And now employee can just, he does cards and he can just deny it from me, and I will be very sad. And okay, he draws from deck. He does 1, 2, 3, and 4. And guess what? he does not deny it, which is a gigantic mistake, I would say. He already sees it here, right? The release here, right? So yeah, I think he just overlooked it, or just kind of just blundered or derped on it, but big mistake to not take the C line here. And big opportunity for me. And now I can even just spend an X token and break with sponsors, because I want to sunbase, right? So snapping the C line feels kind of bad, because you then can't draw from deck to sunbase. But now I can even cause break with sponsors, snap the C line during the break, and then do a full cards action to sunbase. So yeah, that's exactly what I do. And let's see. And yeah, I will snap the C line, but very, very unfortunate for me, a dugong shows up. The problem why this is problematic for me is because employee, he already has an enclosure right here, which can fit the dugong once he releases the ostrich, right? And because he has migration recording, he can also still support Australia release. So he can just play the dugong and release it again, or release from Australia again, and block the release for me this way. And because I needed to take the C line first, I can't deny the dugong, right? So if last round I would have just snapped the C line and then caused break, then I would have now been in a position to deny the dugong. But now employee can just take it. Okay, so I just go here on the true rep. Employee will most definitely take this dugong, I think. Or it depends on what new card appears. It's aquatic, also nice, but okay. He just takes the dugong, yeah. So very bad news for me. Next one, Africa, also pretty good. Now employee with his vet, he can just release the ostrich, right? He can take a worker, play the dugong, and then immediately do Australia release. And there's nothing I can do. So yeah, unlucky for me. He even gets the multiplier, puts it on sponsors. Yeah, sure, fair enough. Now I have to discard an endgame card. I have two at diverse, but I decide to keep research too, just because of that higher upside. Right now I have I'm at 2 for diverse, but reptiles looking very uncertain. I only have 1. And I only have a C line in hand right now, which I want to release and all this. So my reasoning was for this reason, maybe with diverse I will fall even below 2. So I just keep the research too. Right now it's literally nothing, but I will definitely want the last uni anyway, so it's put me at 3. And if I find one more science tag, then play the science module, then this research tool suddenly looks very good. At the same time, employee does have migration recording, right? He's incentivized to release and lose animal tags. So I think diverse would have been totally fine. I think both reasonings are sound. I just keep research too, but diverse probably would have been the safer and more logical choice. But I think research too also not a mistake. And now I'll just proceed to take the partner zoo. I mean, I only have the sea lion, right? So might as well play it. It's still a very efficient animal. With sponsors, as I said, I don't think I really want to. I don't need to upgrade build here. Still have tons of enclosures. Now employee just plays this dugong and can dig 4. Digs away expert in Africa. Sees that I have 2. I guess Africa is kind of dead for him. He digs away the line. I think Predators is dead for him, right? He already supported it, so he doesn't want me to see anymore. And I already have 1 with a sea line now, which I cannot release. So he just wanted to deny any further Predator stuff. But I don't know if he needed to. The line is still so far away. And I know there's the Martin here, right? But I'm kind of surprised that he didn't take the line himself, actually. Because, I mean, it's pretty good for him. Could have taken it, although I guess he can't. Yeah, I guess. Now this cheetah definitely needs to go, though. Gold appears. And now I think employee should stop. Still, there's this Martin, right? This would be my second Predator, but I don't know. I think the Martin is not too great here. But instead, employee does take it away. And guess what? A Savannah appears. And I get bailed massively. Because even though my Australia release gets blocked, now I can release my sea line with the Savannah. Well, how does the saying go? Better lucky than good, right? I could snap it, but instead I just do animals right away, because there's also this chameleon here. I know, I just played. You can get money back from herpetologist, snap the Savannah. And play the sea lion. I can even sell some stuff here, right? The question is, what do you want to sell? You have 3 projects here. You won't need all of them. And now take a guess what I sell. Yeah, okay, you've taken a guess. I sell. I sell the savannah. Now this is quite obviously a blunder of astronomical margins. So why did I sell the savannah? Well, first of all, so the thing is, I've been talking the whole time about how employee can block the Australia release for me, right? With the dugong. But I don't know. Obviously, I know how migration recording works, and I was playing around this migration recording all game, right? I was denying the low mountain range. And actually, I snapped the chameleon. I snapped the savannah also just to deny the release from employee because he had the raccoon. But knowing all this, I kind of just maybe not forgot, but I was just kind of oblivious that employee can obviously release twice from Australia and just release the dugong now and block the release from me. So all the time, I assumed that I can still release my sea lion from Australia. I just didn't see it. Don't ask me why. Sometimes you just develop some sudden blindness during a high pressure game, but I don't know. For some reason, I didn't see it, which is just on this level an inexcusable blunder, right? And not only did I not see that my plans of releasing the sea lions are going to get foiled right now, right? But I even got bailed out by sheer luck with the savannah and then proceeded to sell it for some reason, which is just unreal. A screw up of unreal dimensions. Like, even if I could not release the sea lion, I don't have great projects to do, right? Except like Africa 2 now. So even then I should have just kept, I think, maybe just for just speculatively, because I can just break anyway for money if I need, right? Instead I just sell this, and now I'm really, really stuck because I didn't see it, right? But now employee just suddenly releases his dugong and I realize that I just threw away the entire game. Well, unfortunate. But yeah, very set up very well by employee, right? He released the ostrich, took the worker so he could release again, do a project again this round, and just release the dugong before I can release my sea lion. And now I'm kind of screwed. And now I play the water playground, which, yeah, I don't know, I guess. I mean, I still have the worker, right? I kind of want the project. The thing is, there's still this aquatic here. And I can still do Africa, so just playing it is alright. I can even X down build this way. So I think this is fine. But here's another thing that I didn't see, or just kind of was oblivious of. Obviously, employee, he has more money than me, so you would think he wants to stay around a little bit longer, but I still have a worker to do a project, right? And I can do Africa too, and I should have, to be honest, right? I just also didn't consider that employee can just break now, but he can, right? He can just do sponsors 5 with an X token and sponsors 4. And then I don't get to do a project this round, which is also kind of huge because at least I can get some income. And also, this aquatic will disappear now. I have 2 water, so this aquatic would be another project for me. I could have just drawn up if I just do cards, right? But okay, I think this aquatic is not too important, but I should have just really, really done Africa too. Or like, if I don't do it, at least like do cards and draw up stuff and see what you get, and draw up the aquatic and the water playground. Then you can still play it and have projects. But now employee just breaks, so another blunder by me. Not as big as the previous one, but definitely a mistake. And he breaks again. Yeah. And now I'm kind of screwed because my worker also gets broken away. Aquatic disappears. Employee also gets prior on the snap now. Even then, the points are still even, right? So no hope is lost, but I could have gotten a much decisive advantage already, and I just didn't. So, yeah. Now an Ibex and the Brown Bear appears. Obviously, Brown Bear is amazing for employee because he already has the enclosure for it. He has the bear icon. At the same time, Ibex also amazing for me, obviously, because I still have the cable car. So a really tough spot for employee. He does deny the Ibex from me. I don't know what he has in hand. If he doesn't really have like 2 projects to do, right? And I think the Brown Bear isn't really that great. So I guess fair enough. But then again, here's migration recording. Maybe he does have projects. I don't know, but I mean, I trust employees' competency, so I know that I guess denying Ibex was correct. And now I definitely need to deny the brown bear. It's useless for me, but I can't give it to employee. There's even the release for it right here, right? So Who knows? Maybe I find a bear icon myself, and then this brown bear suddenly becomes game winning. Yeah, we will see. An emu appears. Would be cute, but I can't even fit an Avery anymore. Now I just need to draw from deck and hope that I find something, right? Okay, get a grass snake. That is releasable. That's something. Draw Reader's Monkey Park. Sadly, completely useless. And draw Expert and Predators. I mean, I could play this, right? Then I'm at 2 Predators. Then the Grizzly Bear also becomes playable. This maybe it's something I could have thought of. But instead, I just draw the Taper now. So I think I should have drawn up the Forest National Park here. Just first of all, don't want Employee to get another release, right? And also I have the Grassneck lead. At least it's a project for me. But yeah, I don't know. At the same time, like my animals are so bad, right? Brown bear is not playable. But I mean, now that I think about it, I mean, why didn't I draw up the grizzly bear really? Like it's a bit slow. I can kind of understand why it didn't, right? Because like if I play expert and predators, then I can play grizzly bear and play the brown bear eventually, and this would yeah. So the grizzly bear enables the brown bear. Both are also predators. This would give me predators 4. I have the release here, right? So this would be pretty good. But at the same time, the game is like, how many moves are left, right? I need to build 2 5-sided, then find the money to play both of these, and then do my social stuff. Very unlikely. If I had engineer, then I think this grizzly bear would be amazing, because then I can just build 2 5-sided. But like this, build is also completely low. Yeah, I mean, I just saw this grizzly bear and thought, like, grizzly bear, brown bear, predators, that's a project. Wouldn't it be nice? But I really don't have time for it, right? So I think it's fine, but even the grizzly bear is not bad, at least. It gives me another worker, it's a playable animal. But okay. I think I just drew from deck because I thought I need to find something, right? If I just have, as in playable animal, just the grass snake now, and then I release it, then yeah, sure, I have a project, but I don't have a good animal to play, and I'm not going to win this way. So I need to find a high upside card. And the taper is alright, because it also allows me to dig even more, right? Also, I still have this Herbie breeding program, at least. Now Employee just draws himself, and he does take away the release. He leaves the grizzly bear here, but he can also know that I have the expert predators, right? And as I said, will I get to predators 4? Seems pretty unlikely because the game is so advanced already. So I just do a Social 8 here. I take the Asia Partner Zoo, because this way I can play Taper and get the breeding program eventually. I take 3 X's, which I think is nice. And I just support Africa, which is fine enough. And I even donate. Now the break is also kind of close already, right? So yeah, I don't know what appears here though. Now Employee does animals himself. He just plays the Ibex, okay, which he can release. And he plays Flamingo. He still has Penguin Pool, right? So it's good enough. He still needs to get closer to like this play sponsor spot. Always feels bad to leave this untouched till the end of the game. And now I do animals. Oh, and there was a tiger here. Huh. That is very nice for me, obviously. This tiger is just super, super nice. But I think I do a mistake here. Like, I think I should have just caused the break. So if I cause the break now, then I will be at 4x tokens, right? I can just snap the tiger. It's playable for me. I can snap the tiger. Also, if I cause the break now, because I can't do a project, right? I can only take the last uni, which is fine. But I don't need to, because I have upgraded the Soch and so many X tokens. I can just do it in one move next round if I set it up correctly. And now just by doing animals, I allow Employee to do another project. And yeah, so the thing is, if I break, I can just snap away the tiger, right? Then I'm at 4x tokens. My build will be at 4. I can then just build here. Yeah. In a way, I kind of understood why I did this, because the thing is, if I build here for 5, right, then I still have 5x tokens, and then my Soch is at 3. With 5x tokens, I can do a Soch 8. But the thing is, I really, really want to do a Soch 9. So my plan here should definitely be do a Soch 9 with Herbie breeding. Oh, okay. Yeah, although I don't even have heavy breeding yet. Okay, okay. No, I guess it was correct what I did. It sucks to give employee the project, right? But I need to play this first. And now my plan is just like causing the break, build a 5 size, do a social 9 into determination, and then play the tiger plus some animal, right? Um, and then this crosses immediately. There's also this adder, but this is way too slow, right? I don't have the partner zoo, and also employee with migration calling will be behind in appeal forever. Okay, now I just I play the taper and take this. I guess it's too late for predators, right? Take more. And I find a thorny devil. Okay, that's pretty good. I dig the grass snake, which I think is also a mistake. Like, it's a playable animal. It gives me the clever at least, right? Why don't I dig away this brown bear, which is never gonna be played? Like, I don't know. Now I get a useless horse for it. But okay, giraffe appears. Employee still doesn't have partner zoos, by the way. It's just way too late, obviously, for this now. But it's totally fine. It doesn't really need any more upgrades. You can just do project into project into project with this migration recording. Releases the ibex, and what does he take? Kind of, yeah, he wants to build. Can build here. Now I can still build here for X tokens, and during a break, very important, cover this marketing play sponsor spot. And now for me, it's a bit awkward, right? So my reasoning here is employee still has 2 workers. He could support another project. He has much more money than me, so he will stay in the round. And obviously, I do, as I said, my plan is to do a Social 9 into determination with animals. So I really want to get like 2 of these actions here out of the way and get to 5x tokens. I could just break now and then build here and then just finish the game. But okay, if I do this, if it's a bit of a tough spot, right? Because if I break now, then I still need to spend a move to build the 5 size before I can do project plus uni, which cannot be denied, by the way, right? Because employee already took the 2 science uni into tiger with determination. But if I break now and employee has an eagle here, then he could just maybe end right away. But then again, his animals is kind of low, right? His animals is at 2. So, I mean, it's always a possibility because he could have a raccoon or something like this. He could also just, yeah, put another enclosure here for more X tokens. I don't know what he has in hand, but it's not impossible that he has something like eagle raccoon, and if I break now, he just ends before I can build an enclosure for my tiger. But honestly, I think I should probably risk this, because I mean, how likely is it? He has 3 cards in hand. Instead, I build the 5 size now, which is definitely not unreasonable, right? Because I think I can just break now. There's no way that employee is gonna break, and then I have the perfect action order. If I break now, I can immediately do a Social 9 into animals. But employee maybe just saw what I'm up to, right? He sees himself, he just breaks. So I think this is an amazing play by employee now. Yeah, just sees that if I break now, I can do a Social 9 into determination with animals. So he just breaks to prevent this. And now my action order is kind of awkward because there are still 2 actions in the way of both social and animals. And I saw his money, I saw his workers, and thought there's no way he's gonna break. But he broke, and it was a great move. And now I'm kind of like stuck a little bit, right? I'm in an awkward spot. I also still don't have a second playable animal, and nothing great shows up here. Obviously, the giraffe is playable for me, but I guess employee just gonna snap it away. He plays an arcade even. That's another X token for him. He will never get the endgame shield with how little appeal he has, but that's okay. Takes the income, and he just takes the giraffe. And yeah, to my dismay, no playable animal appears, but at least an expert in small animals, right? So it's just like 4 points right now, so I guess better than nothing. Just put it here, take the money, and snap the expert in small, which is fair enough. And now what do? I think I don't even know what appears here, right? But I could just X down cards now, right? And then proceed with my original plan, which is just like then do a Social 9 into animals. And this way I'm guaranteed that I can get off everything I want, right? Because yeah, even if employee does have an eagle now, And now he doesn't even need a raccoon or anything to boost up his Assault. Employee can definitely end in one action now with an eagle. Or even project. He can even do project himself, some project, into animals. Like, it's only 26 points away, so I must kind of assume that he can maybe end right now, right? So I should just X something back. So I'm guaranteed to do my project into animal combo, at least. Instead, for some reason, I just take the last uni. I don't know. I guess I knew that. I still remember my thoughts during this moment. I thought to myself, well, if employee could end in one move now, then I'm done anyway. So this way, at least, I can do this, then play animals, and then do a project and to use the determination to play my expert at small for like mighty 4 peel or whatever. But I think Xing back is just better because if employee ends now, then yeah, then what, right? Um, then I don't. I mean, I guess the herbivore breeding is not amazing, but still, it's like what, 7 points plus maybe a donation because I don't have a second playable animal right now. So definitely should have X back, I think. But okay, employee does play animals, so I guess he. Oh, bad news for me. He plays an African bush elephant. Just plays it straight up. Doesn't even have the partner so for it, but whatever. But this is like disastrous news for me, right? Because we also saw him take the giraffe, which he can play here, and he still has his breeding program. So this way he can do Africa 5, which came totally out of the blue for me. I did not expect him to get to this. And obviously it was unlucky that this freaking giraffe showed up, right? But what can you do? Maybe he also had some other African animal already. But I just didn't really, yeah, I don't know, think about Africa. This is probably also the reason why Empoli broke, right? So he has snapping prior on this giraffe. And he also has one more endgame card than me now. And now things are looking very grim because my endgames are awful, right? I do have Geologist, but Cable Car is not happening. And I hope to find like some more science to get my Science Museum online, but guess what? I didn't, so I'm stuck at one shield here. And meanwhile, Diverse is already safe too, and if I play the Tiger, this could have been like 3 shields for me, so keeping Diverse would have been correct. But that's hindsight bias. I couldn't have known this, right? I think going for the upside was okay, but now Employee will definitely finish next move, right? He even has the X tokens to do 2 projects. He has that. So yeah, now I just need to play my animals and then do project into Explode Small, I guess. Okay, there's the Chinese Water Dragon up here. I can use this to sell at least. Play the Tiger. This even leaves me with enough money to donate, so it's not too bad at least. And do I cross? I don't. This is very important, right? So both of us are very close to crossing now, but his last turn is just much stronger than mine. Because he can do 2 projects, and also one project is just a 15-point one. And yeah, he does Africa, does Determination, and probably just another project. Oh, he only has 1 card in hand, maybe just last uni. Yeah, that's what he does. It's still 7 points for him. And now for me, yeah, as I said, I'm gonna do my breeding program. And then with my last determination, it's a bit sad, right? Like if some playable animal appeared here, maybe it would be decent, but I mean, I get 5 from Expert and Small plus the donation, so that's 8. And playing this from folder 6, I only have 6 money to play it. There's no 6-point animal which scores 8 points for me. I mean, Ibex would have been one, but this one's gone. So yeah, there's just not. I just need to do Expert and Small. I can donate. Extraction. Now I play this. And that's it. So right now I'm 3 points behind. But if we look at endgames, right, I only have Geologist and I only have like 1 shield from Research. Meanwhile, Employee does have Vet. So yeah, this unit was actually 7 points directly and then 1 endgame shield. So it's probably just better than a project. And he does not have Penguin Pool, but he does have Breeding Program. So he has 2 endgame shields plus double endgames. So at this point I already know that this is lost for me. The endgame's naturally sponsored, actually awful. But well, I don't have anything better. And so I just lose by 4 shields, by 12 points, 116, 128. Yeah, very unfortunate game for me, I would say. Also, obviously, definitely winnable, I would say. I did a lot of crucial mistakes, I would say. So, honestly, just awful game. I think, like, on this level, on like 700 level, you cannot do the mistakes that I did. First of all, like, just building this 4 size already was a bit awkward, right? Like, if this were a 5 size, for example, and I would have played my sea lion into the 5 size and then released it if I just kept the savannah, then I would have had the 5 size for my tiger already and wouldn't have had to spend a turn to build another 5 size, for example, right? So that's already one mistake. Then this hippo just taking it would have been I would have had a great project pipeline, would have had the tempo advantage over employee because I can do sponsors immediately after with the hippo, and this should be an easy win, I think, if I just take the hippo. And then obviously, like, there was this jaguar which I could have taken all the time. I just didn't until employee finally denied it. Then I oversaw how employee like could have blocked my sea lion release with the dugong, which he did very, very astutely. And then I got bailed out by the savannah, but didn't realize that I was going to get blocked, so I just sold it in some insane brain fart. Like, this is like, I don't know. On this level, this is a colossal blunder, I would say. Like, absolutely awful. There's no way to sugarcoat this. So I just sell this great release for me. And yeah, like, all these mistakes just accumulated, and in the end, I lose the game, in which my cards were actually very good, I would say. So, bummer for me. As I said, I think my cards were not worse than employees. Like, I was a bit unlucky, right? Employee had prior on spokesperson, migration recording, and the ostrich appeared at the right time for him. And of course, like, also this giraffe, this elephant that he had in his pocket all the time. This enclosure, by the way, it gave home to what first the ostrich, then the dugong, and now the elephant. So that's an MVP enclosure right here. And yeah, but still, I wouldn't say that employee was luckier than me. If anything, I think, like, my card quality was at least equal to employees. Just and I just got, like, outplayed in some crucial moments, like employee pushing down the hippo in folder 2, so I would have to break it away. Then him denying the Australia release from me, and yeah, also him breaking in the penultimate round to, like, mess up my. So I would enter the last round with a messed up action order. Meanwhile, he has snapping prior on the crucial Africa tag. So just like key moments, I just got outplayed by employee and lost this way. Employee also did, like, a few small mistakes, I guess, which always happen, and one big mistake by not denying the sea lion from me, and also, like, over digging a bit and revealing the savannah for me. But he did not get punished, right? And overall, I think he played fairly well. And as I said, in key moments, he did the right moves and I didn't, and therefore he won. So yeah, that's how the game goes. Um, so about the game reviews, I've gotten a lot of positive comments about the reviews I made in the past, which of course is very nice, and I hope that you continue to learn from this. But at the same time, also one reason why I wanted to show this game is that although I may sound like all-knowing and super smart when I talk about the games here on YouTube, right, and I have high elo and everything, as you can see by games like these, I'm actually still, like, I mean, I can have terrible games like everyone, and I still overlook tons of stuff, and there's still a lot of things I can improve upon. So th- don't just take everything I say here as gospel, but always look at my analysis with a critical eye, because as you see, I can do erroneous stuff just like everyone else, and yeah. So, and this also applies to this review, right? So if you notice something where I maybe, like, explained stuff wrong or overlooked stuff, and or you just saw better lines, then feel free to leave them in the comments, and I always read them. And yeah, so that's it about this game. I promised to show the standings. This is how it looks right now. So employee actually entered this match with a 1-5 record. I think he was kind of unlucky in some games. Like, just from pure ability, I would definitely consider him like one of the 8 best players in this field. And right now he's also, like, very high elo. He's top 10 in arena. He's at like 730 elo right now. Hit a personal best. So he's in very good form. Hasn't translated yet to great tournament results, but he's not too far behind, right? So employee, he still has 4 matches left, so definitely someone to look out for. I think he can definitely still make the leap into top 8. And the midfield is all very, very close, right? We have a top four here with Darcel, Dwarven, JD, and Sam, who are pretty clear of the rest. And deservedly so, they're the four best players here. And for the rest, like even like Ferg and Andrew Smile down here still have chances to get into top 8. I'm at -2 right now. I started 3-1 and then had 4 losses in a row now. Some unlucky, some just terrible play. But still, nothing's lost yet. Everybody from here, from 5 to 16, can still fight for the elimination stage spot. So that's very exciting, and we will definitely keep you updated. And so you can follow and see how this goes. That's it from my side. I hope you enjoyed this review. As I said, there are going to be more in the following days and weeks. And yeah, if you haven't joined our Discord yet, as I said, I kind of forgot to put the link into the description in the previous videos. I mean, the link was always in our profile, but it was never in the video description. So if you've not joined us yet, it's a pretty cool place just to talk about Ark Nova. Then do so. Would love you to see you in the server if you're not there yet. And otherwise, just thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and see you next time.